Hey guys, what's up? This is White Boy for the win, and welcome back to Why Mega Evolve. Now, earlier last week we talked about Mega Love Disc, and today we're going to be talking about Mega Politoed. But before we get started, let me just give you guys a brief explanation on what this series is about. Now, every week I will be picking two Pokemon that either need a Mega Evolution, deserve a Mega Evolution, or want a Mega Evolution for. Now, this is based off my opinion alone, and no one else's. Now, if you guys do not like my opinion, then please post your opinions in the comment section down below about what would you keep, what would you change, and etc. And at the end of every video, I will be telling you guys which Pokemon we're going to be talking about the following day. So with that said, here is Mega Politoed. Now, when I say this, I know that a lot of people are going to agree with me, but Politoed is actually a very, very good fan favorite Pokemon for a lot of people, including myself. I honestly think Politoed is an amazing Pokemon. It's literally my favorite water type Pokemon out there right now. I mean, maybe when Gen 7 or like whenever the case may be with new water type Pokemon may come out, some of them might be my favorite, but once again, Politoed in my opinion is my favorite water type Pokemon. I really do enjoy its design. I really like how it does in competitive play, because this thing is very viable when it comes to competitive play. This thing has been pretty much common in VGC 2014 and 2015. I'm not very sure about 2013 because I didn't get into VGC until like the beginning of 2014, so I don't know really much about 2013 whatsoever. But once again, Politoed is an amazing Pokemon. This thing could be very viable in competitive play. Its design is amazing, so I just love everything about Politoed. But the one thing that I think Politoed doesn't really need is a Mega Evolution. Well, I really can't say it doesn't need one, because like we do have a Mega Garchomp, a Mega Tyranitar, a Mega Metagross, and so on and so forth. Like Pokemon that we have already that don't necessarily need a Mega Evolution already got one. So it's like not impossible to have Politoed receive a Mega Evolution. I mean, the one thing I really like about Politoed, that if it does receive a Mega Evolution, is that it doesn't need, like, in sense, an overhaul on anything, considering that its base stats are literally balanced in my opinion. So the only thing that's going to happen for Mega Politoed is that its stats are just going to get a little bit of a buff, and that's pretty much it. So, and that's what I honestly did for Mega Politoed in this video, is I only pretty much changed its base stats, and that's pretty much it. So as you can tell from what I've done to its stats, I did increase everything but left its special or its physical attack alone, because to be completely honest, like I said, Politoed's base stats are actually balanced, so there really isn't no reason for me to actually decrease its physical attack to actually have more points add on to its other stats. And also I didn't increase it at all, because most of the time, or I should say all the time, Politoed is a special attacker. I mean, this thing does get access to Belly Drum if I'm not mistaken, so it's not very impossible to run a Belly Drum set, so you can make this thing physical. But I'm just saying, like, when it comes to competitive play, like if you're an honest to God, like a really competitive person, you're not going to be that guy who runs like the opposite of what the Pokemon's supposed to be. So like for instance, like I said, Politoed's a special attacker, so you're going to be wanting to run a special attacking version of Politoed rather than a physical version. You don't want to run like a adamant Elemental Punches Alakazam, because Alakazam is a special attacker. Same thing for Gengar. It's not a physical attacker, it's a special attacker. So what I'm saying is that when it comes to competitive, you're going to want to go with like what people are going to actually use this thing for, and that's pretty much for Politoed a special attacker. So for its special attack, I did increase it from base 90 to base 120, like I said, because it does get access to a very good variety of move pool for Politoed. It gets access to Scald, Hydro Pump, Surf, Ice Beam, Psychic, what else? Icy Wind, Hyper Voice, Focus Blast. Like, it does get access to very good moves that this thing can actually benefit from. But most of the time what I've seen for a Politoed was pretty much Ice Beam, Psychic, Surf, and Hydro Pump, or sometimes Scald, Hydro Pump, Psychic, and Focus Blast. That's sometimes the moves that I've seen most of the time. So like I was saying, base 120 special attack is actually very decent for a Mega Politoed. It's a very offensive special attacker without the Mega as well, and I believe with the Mega Evolution being a base 120, this thing is just going to be putting in nothing but the work, and I feel like base 120 is a very balanced base stat for a Mega Politoed. Now for its physical defense, I increased it from base 75 to base 100. Now the reason why I increased its its physical defense to base 100 was because sometimes, or should I say some of the times when I see like a competitive Politoed, some people run a bold nature set, and it actually isn't impossible for Politoed to become a physical defensive mon. I mean, it's not going to be all that great, but it's, like I said, not impossible, because Politoed does have some natural bulk behind it, because its HP is, I believe it's at base 80, or no, it's at base 90, and it maxes out at 384, which is actually very high in my opinion. So like I said, max HP, max physical defense, bold nature, you're pretty much set to go when it comes for a physical defensive Politoed, because like I said, it does have some natural bulk behind it, so it's not like it's impossible. And I feel like base 100 is a very good base stat for its physical defensive stat to be in if you're going to go that route for a physical defensive wall. Now for its special defense, I increased it from base 100 to base 130. Now you guys already know me, when it comes to like its highest stat, I usually like to increase it the most, or should I say I like to have that stat be the highest because it is its highest stat. So for its special defense, like I said, I increased it from base 100 to base 130 because Politoed's special defense is its highest stat. Like I said, it does have some natural bulk behind it, and even without the Mega Evolution with base 100 special defense, this thing can't eat Thunderbolts, and I believe with base 130 special defense, this thing is going to be eating up Thunderbolts for days. This thing is going to be eating up Giga Drain for days, Grass Knots, like whatever the case may be, whatever its super effective moves that you normally would see on a Pokemon to take care of Politoed special wise, Politoed's going to be able to eat up a lot better than it would have being at base 100 obviously, but base 130 I feel like it's a very, very balanced base stat for a Mega Politoed. Now for its speed, I increased it from base 70 to base 85. Once again, when it comes to Pokemon that have base 80 and above stats, I think they're very, very good, and with Politoed's speed being at base 85, I feel like it's a very good speed stat, because then that way it will be able to outspeed, I wouldn't say majority of the Pokemon in high tiers, but in sense it will be able to outspeed a lot of the Pokemon in OU, UU, or just be on par with them, because base 80 and above is actually a very good stat for Pokemon in my opinion, like I said, and base 85 is actually very decent for a Mega Politoed, because I know some people do like to run Scarfed Politoed, but since this is a Mega, you can't really run items on Megas besides Mega Rayquaza. But once again, base 85 speed is actually a very decent speed stat for a Politoed. Now, as a regular Politoed's base stats at base 500, and with the Mega Evolution is going to be at base 600. Now, for its ability, like I said, I really wasn't going to change all that much on Politoed, because like I said, Politoed's base stats are actually very balanced, so there really isn't much to change on Politoed other than just increasing its base stats. But once again, I decided to leave it as Drizzle, because what I wanted to actually have Politoed be was kind of be like Mega Tyranitar, because like when it comes to Mega Tyranitar and Tyranitar, they both get access to Sandstream, and this is pretty much a make or break point on who's going to win the Weather War if you have a Pokemon like Tyranitar, because sometimes like before you Mega Evolve and you have like for instance a Ninetales and a Tyranitar, or should I say a Mega Tyranitar, before you Mega Evolve, you both send out your Pokemon and you set up your Sandstorm first for like an example, and then your opponent actually sets up the Sun next, because the slower Pokemon pretty much wins the Weather War. So pretty much what you're going to want to do is that you're going to want to Mega Evolve with Tyranitar, get your Sand back up, so in sense you win the Weather War, so to speak. So that's what I wanted to do with Politoed. Pretty much, if you don't win the Weather War with Drizzle, you can Mega Evolve, get your Rain back up, and you're pretty much set to go, and then your opponent's going to have to, in sense, force a switch out to try to get the weather back up. But in sense, you will have the weather regardless once you Mega Evolve with Politoed. Plus, Politoed is a very good Pokemon to set up Rain, and pretty much the only Pokemon to set up Rain besides like Kyogre and Primal Kyogre. And I feel like leaving Drizzle on Politoed is a very, very good ability to have on it. And for its typing, I left it alone as Water. At first, I was going to make this thing part Psychic, but I was like, you know what? The only Psychic type move that it actually gets that is very viable is Psychic. I mean, if this thing gets access to more Psychic type moves, I can probably see this thing being part Psychic. But I don't know, maybe Game Freak, if it does like a little an event in the future, if we do get a Mega Politoed, give this thing probably more Psychic type moves to actually benefit for its secondary typing being Psychic. So once again, for now, I'm just going to leave it alone as Water. I mean, if it does get more Psychic type moves in the future, I'll do probably another part 2 even before that, to be completely honest. But it's just, until it gets more Psychic type moves, it's just going to be staying Water in my opinion. So with all that said, there is Mega Politoed. So anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. And also don't forget to comment and subscribe. Now, the next Pokemon we are going to be talking about is a Pokemon from 4th Gen. It's honestly one of my favorite 4th Gen Pokemon. I know I say that a lot, but it's just something about it that I honestly really do love. It only has one weakness, and if you haven't guessed it by now, we are going to be talking about Mega Drapion. So yes, later this week we are going to be talking about Mega Drapion. So with all that said, like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to comment and subscribe. So this is White Boy for the win, and I'll catch you guys later.